This news alert brought to you by Clubs NT. Make your next choice a local club.
Good evening, I'm Elle Conway with your 9 local news update. The Chief Minister has launched a spirited attack on his political opponents 4 days out from polling day. Michael Gunner says the election is a choice about who can be trusted.
For local tradies, the home improvement vouchers were a godsend.
We're now more than well past the halfway mark with 11,000 vouchers out the door. That's $90 million worth of work.
But they also came with a sting in the tail, with delays in approvals and now delays in payments.
I have not been getting paid in the time frame that they've given us, about 6 weeks.
But Michael Gunner insists it's only Labor who can guide the Territory through coronavirus.
We've thrown the kitchen sink at coronavirus and the CLP are hiding their cuts.
And that's the line he drilled home today, framing Saturday's election as a decision on who Territorians can trust.
Come clean. Tell Territorians what you've promised. You should be able to add it up. Then you should tell Territorians what it is. And then, after you've told Territorians how much you've promised, tell them what you're going to cut, sack or sell.
They have come under severe criticism by Territorians for not showing Territorians the books prior to this election. His record is indefensible, and that's why we don't see much of the Chief Minister.
Leah Finocchiaro made her trip to the polling booth today, hoping her vote is among many others opting for a change.
We have an opportunity as a Territory to change the course of our future forever and vote out this bad Labor government.
But the vote is still pegged as a 3-horse race, with Territory Alliance the unknown factor. But Mr Gunner says Territorians already know the party's leader by his past decisions.
We know what will happen because we've seen it before. When Terry Mills led the CLP to the 2012 election, he promised to cut your cost of living. Then the CLP did the exact opposite and jacked your power prices up.
Mr Mills claims he's not fazed by those attacks.
Poor things, they're really stuck on some old record on their record player. They need to shift, I think, and recognise that the world has moved all around them. Terry is talking to the Territory community. I understand what they are saying.
Whether they understand him and want a new approach, 4 days' time will tell. Kathleen Gazzola, 9 News.
The NT Greens have unveiled a plan to revive the Territory from its forecasted $8 billion debt. Candidate Tim Parrish says funds from the multi-billion-dollar NAIF loan should be redirected to invest in solar and renewables.
These are ways in which we can kind of, future-proof our economy and actually add to all of the fantastic resources that we're able to bring out of the ground.
Mr Parrish says investing in renewables will save government more than $2 billion by 2030. Territorians are still being urged to practice good hygiene measures despite a second Australian study identifying a link between low humidity and the spread of COVID-19. University of Sydney researchers suggest the top end's high humidity levels has helped reduce the risk.
So for every 1% decrease in the humidity, we had between a 7 and 8% increase in the number of cases being reported.
Researchers examined positive cases in Sydney at the start of the pandemic and found that COVID-19 aerosols were smaller in drier conditions and stayed suspended in the air for longer. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more news shortly.